Happening now in a WNY News Now exclusive. We hear from students at a local high school who accuse their gym teacher of body shaming, why parents say the district has not done enough to address allegations. And we break down the latest following a fatal tractor rollover in Chautauqua County. Plus, Easter celebrations take center stage in Jamestown.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. Those stories and more are coming up. But first, a 65-year-old man died over the weekend during a tractor accident in northern Chautauqua County. Around 3 p.m. Saturday, first responders were dispatched to Lamberton Road in the town of Pomfret for the reported tractor rollover. An investigation by the Chautauqua County Sheriff's Office found that Andrew Lawrence was attempting to pull a tractor stuck in the mud using a second tractor when his tractor that Lawrence was operating rolled backwards. Deputies say Lawrence was pronounced deceased at the scene. The Sheriff's Office was assisted by the Fredonia Fire Department and Chautauqua County Technical Rescue Unit. And an investigation into what caused a fatal ATV accident in Cattaraugus County continues. On Saturday night, the Cattaraugus County Sheriff's Office responded to the scene of Gleason Hollow Road in the town of Portville. The ATV's rider was found pinned underneath their machine off the roadway when deputies arrived. Life-saving measures by personnel with Trans Am ambulance, Portville, and the Weston Mills Fire Departments were unsuccessful. With assistance from New York State Police, an investigation into what caused that crash remains ongoing today. Well, a group of school students are speaking out about a gym teacher with a history of alleged body shaming of her students. Bronson Rasmussen joins us from the newsroom with this WNY News Now exclusive. Bronson?
Justin, we spoke exclusively to a group of students at Randolph High School who say their gym teacher verbally abuses them based on appearance and personal biases.
It's horrible. She will call me lazy because I have a medical note to sit out in gym, and she'll tell me that I need to get up and play when I have a medical note not to play in gym. And then she'll also body shame me whenever I change into my gym clothes when I'm able to play. She'll tell me that I need to lose weight, and she won't lift me up and tell me any health exercises I can do to lose weight.
Yeah, just to add on, she's just disrespectful to her students and even to her other staff members. She's not very kind to us.
Many of these high schoolers have since been kicked out of gym class after speaking out about Mrs. Nicholson's alleged abuse. Instead, they participate in what is known as online gym.
So I've had a few altercations with her. I don't quite remember them all, but I do remember there being a problem with my grade and me missing school and having to write essays to make up the gym class because she wouldn't allow me to go down and do it in my spare time.
This is not a new occurrence. As some parents tell us, the allegations are multi-generational.
It wasn't surprising to me when I found out who she was, and I found out that she was a teacher when I was in school, and then it was all like, oh, she's still the same.
The group created a petition to try and stop the bullying and harassment. Ultimately, the students want to participate and would like an apology from Nicholson.
Not only should she have to apologize to her students, but I think that it needs to be taken further and something should be put into place so this doesn't happen again and so she doesn't get the opportunity to do it again.
In a statement, the district confirmed that they are investigating this matter and will take appropriate action if warranted. However, the school superintendent, Kane Kelly, tells us he is not permitted to speak publicly about specifics of employees or students. Now the group of parents and students plan on attending the school's Board of Education's meeting this Wednesday to bring up their concerns. Reporting live in the newsroom, Bronson Rasmussen, WNY News Now.
All right, Bronson, thank you very much for that exclusive reporting. Well, the court is set for this summer's Gus Macker basketball tournament here in Jamestown. On Monday, the event's host, Collaborative Children's Solutions, announced the tournament will take place on Harrison Street between Foote Avenue and Main Street in Brooklyn Square. Play for the 3-on-3 basketball tourney is scheduled to happen on Saturday, August 19th and Sunday, August 20th. This is the first time in several years the Gus Macker event will take place here in Chautauqua County. Organizer Patrick Smeraldo hopes to create a festival-like atmosphere that focuses on including children from all across the area.
They've made it much more kid-orientated. They're promoting the Macker Mites division, which is 8 and under. They lower 2 of the baskets to 8 feet, and then they have children 8 and under playing. They have a unified division with students with disabilities that play in this now. They have one of those divisions.
More information on how to register and participate is posted online at macker.com. Now, in addition to Jamestown, a similar tournament is planned for the city of Olean in early June. Well, tons of children lined up against the Allen Park fence Saturday, ready to partake in the annual Jamestown Easter egg hunt, which was held outside for the first time in many years.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Now, hundreds came out to the hunt, which had a slew of eggs, prizes, and of course candy. Now, the event was divided into sections for different age group, with each of their own section of prizes to be found. If a child found an egg, they could select an item from a table of goodies, and 4 lucky children who found the golden egg received a special prize. The golden eggs let the children choose a large studded animal or even a bicycle, depending on their age. This year, there were 2 bike winners, one of which found the golden egg atop a tree when leaving the hunt.
I found a golden egg in a tree when we were leaving.
We were leaving, and she found it. That's so cool.
Yeah, everybody ran fast. At least he got really lucky. Hey, buddy, why don't you check it out?
All right. So you're going to show me what's inside that golden egg?
Don't lose it. 2023 gold prize.
Yeah, boy, I'm sure he was happy to see what that prize ended up being there. And of those that we talked to, many were really overjoyed about the nice weather there at Allen Park. And I hear the nice weather only going to get better this week. Forecaster Jackson Hickey, he's in for Chief Forecaster Andrew Stevenson, who's taken some much-needed spring break time, Jackson. And over the weekend, it was really such a Easter prize, a wonderful forecast, and I hear it's only going to improve.
Yeah, beautiful weather over the weekend, and it's great to see that kids were heading out and enjoying it over the Easter weekend. Yeah, Andrew's getting some well-deserved time off. We got some beautiful weather ahead this week. Live look over Lakeside Park in Mayville showing just beautiful weather. Clear skies, not a cloud in the sky, and you can see some people enjoying it out there. Radar over the past 3 hours, your eyes are not deceiving you. There is nothing on radar in our area. No clouds, no rain, nothing. It is perfect out. And we'll stay that way. Looking at the almanac yesterday, we got up to 54 for Easter Sunday. Average is also 54, so we were right around average. Record high for today, 82. We won't get that hot. We will be warm, but nowhere near there. It's going to be beautiful out today. For the details, highs mid-50s to the mid-60s inland. Mostly sunny skies. Again, it'll be cooler in the mid-50s near the Lake Erie shoreline. Winds west 5 to 10, and then again we'll be in the mid-60s, more inland. More details coming up. Justin, what's next?
All right, Jackson, thank you very much, sir. As we continue, the deadline to file for your federal tax return, it's coming up April 18th. We lay out some helpful tips as tax day approaches. And later, the latest on yet another Norfolk Southern train derailment in the region. Stay with us.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Have you ever wanted to live out your dreams? Hunt, fish, in all corners of the earth? Well, now's your chance. Follow Primitive Patriot Outdoors as we live out our dreams and show you how to live out yours through outdoor adventures. From Western New York to Africa to all corners of the earth, follow us on this adventure. It's an experience you've never seen before. Lead and Lures, Roku TV, channel 716.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor.
Testicular cancer is the leading form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35.
1 in 250 men will be diagnosed with testicular cancer.
But 98% will survive if detected early.
As a survivor, I believe early detection is the key. Learn how to do a testicular self-exam and other important facts about testicular cancer at oneball4tc.com.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
A grand jury in Ohio will hear evidence this week to decide whether police officers should face criminal charges in the shooting of Jalen Walker, a 25-year-old black man whose death sparked protests in Akron last summer. 8 officers fired dozens of rounds at Walker following a car and foot chase. Police said it began when they tried to pull him over for a minor equipment violation and he failed to stop. He then fired shots from his car 40 seconds into the pursuit. Police body camera video showed Walker eventually bailing from his car, slowly moving while wearing a ski mask. He ran into a parking lot where officers pursued and then opened fire. A county medical examiner said Walker was shot at least 4 times. A loaded magazine and a wedding ring were found on the driver's seat of the car. Well, the New York Division of Consumer Protection is offering practical tips to help New Yorkers identify and avoid rental scams. According to the state, in 2022, the FBI received just over 11,000 rental scams related to complaints with losses of nearly $400 million. This is an 86% increase compared to 2020. Now, with all this in mind, the state is offering the following tips on how to identify and avoid scams. First, the state says that you must insure and inspect a rental unit before moving forward with purchasing. Also, you got to be suspicious if you're asked to use some sort of payment method that maybe are untraceable, and request everything in writing. Well, the clock is ticking forward towards tax day, and if you haven't finished your taxes or maybe even started your federal return, you do get a few extra days this year to do so. But if you're procrastinating because you find the process too daunting, there are still places to turn for last-minute help. Karen Kafa has more in today's Consumer Watch.
With April 15th falling on a Saturday and a District of Columbia holiday on Monday, April 17th, the deadline to file a federal tax return is April 18th this year, which gives people who haven't filed yet a little extra time to check their work.
Think about what went on in your life in the last year. Did you move? Did you have a child? Did you get married? Did you start a new job?
Tom O'Sabin of the National Association of Tax Professionals says the current filing season is less complex than the pandemic years.
A lot of the things like the stimulus payments and the advanced child tax credits, we don't have those this year. Those existed in prior years. 2022 looks a lot more like 2019.
The IRS says the most common errors on returns include missing or inaccurate Social Security numbers, misspelled names, and inaccurate figures for things like wages and income. They say math errors and incorrect calculations of tax credits and deductions can often be avoided by using tax preparation software. On Saturday, April 8th, the IRS will open many of its tax prep centers for weekend walk-in, in-person help. Some sites will offer specialized help on retirement and pension topics for taxpayers age 60 and above. And taxpayers recently impacted by severe weather in Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, California, and New York may have extended federal filing deadlines if they reside in declared disaster areas. Full eligibility details can be found at irs.gov. For Consumer Watch, I'm Karen Kafa.
Well, it's happened again. Another Norfolk Southern train has derailed, this time in Pittsburgh. Authorities say Saturday's derailment was in the west end of the city. 5 cars jumped the tracks. The cars were empty. While no one was hurt and no hazardous materials leaked, Saturday's incident is still concern to many. It all comes about 2 months after a Norfolk Southern train derailed in East Palestine, Ohio. That's about 50 miles northwest of Pittsburgh. That derailment leaked chemicals and triggered an investigation of Norfolk Southern's safety practices. Well, coming up next, the Pentagon is defending how the 2021 troop withdrawal from Afghanistan was carried out. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent is breaking down what new reporting has to say. And later, we celebrate the Masters by checking in with one local golf course to see what they're doing to bring that national golf championship right here to our region. But first, Jackson has a full look at our weather forecast as some beautiful golfing weather is on tap.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
There's an old saying, there's no news in the newsroom. Well, it's true. The time I spend at the anchor desk is just part of my day. Most of our time is spent gathering stories in the community, stories that matter to you. We can't do it alone, and we need your help. When you see breaking news or have a news tip we should know about, drop us a line on Facebook today, email our news desk, or call our newsroom at 488-7226 so we can bring those stories straight back to you.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
On this episode of Lead and Lures, pro staffer and lethal lady Caitlin Armstrong takes out her big Ohio buck. Months of hard work, dedication, and scouting have led her to this moment. You're not going to want to miss this episode of Lead and Lures on Channel 716 Roku TV. And if you want to see more of Caitlin Armstrong, follow her on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram.
You know, hunting
Caitlin
on
Armstrong
private land has been quite the experience.
Fast, accurate, and every day. First Defense Weather.
And welcome back to WNY News Now. I'm forecaster Jackson Hickey. Right now at the Jamestown Airport, 56 degrees. And we'll add about 5 to 10 degrees onto that as we go throughout the day. Wind right now west at 5 miles an hour. Visibility a non-issue. Greater than 10 miles and a dew point of 18, so it's very comfortable out there right now. Temperature outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. This is the 8 to 14 day outlook, so April 7th to April 23rd, as you see on the banner. They're showing potentially just above average temperatures to right around average for much of our region, so we're not hopefully going to see some colder weather, not towards the end of April. And then as with that, the precipitation outlook also slightly below average, so we should remain pretty dry through the foreseeable future. Satellite and radar over the past 5 hours, you can see those high pressure system, that high pressure system rather, is over our area and keeping us nice and dry and clear as well. And it'll remain that way at least for the next few days, most of this week, in fact. Taking a look at Future Scan, the model showing maybe a few clouds throughout the area today, picking up on perhaps a few light showers, especially in the northern tier. Later on today, I don't think that is going to happen. I think this model is exaggerating it just a bit. But as we go throughout Monday, tonight rather, and into tomorrow morning, again, a few clouds, nothing much though. Again, this model picking up on a few showers down here in the southern tier. I don't think we'll see that. I think it's exaggerating it just a bit. But obviously some really light sprinkles are possible. But nothing impactful for sure. And then timing out the rest of Tuesday and into Wednesday morning, maybe a few showers again, though I don't think we'll see anything impactful out of it. For the extended forecast brought to you by Ultimate Satellite Solutions, a perfect weather week is ahead. Mid to upper 60s for today and tomorrow, and then by the time we get into Wednesday through Friday, low to mid and even upper 70s. We could make a run at 80 for Friday, but by the time we get to the weekend, some scattered showers are ahead, but we will remain above average with temperatures. So some really gorgeous weather ahead.
Yeah, really. If you're not out at the patio, I don't know what's wrong with you today, because it is beautiful. Jackson, thank you. Well, let's get some headlines from around the nation. And the Environmental Protection Agency is expected to take steps in the coming days to tighten restrictions on emission standards. Now, the proposed rule would require 2/3 of all new passenger vehicles sold in the United States to be electric by 2032. The New York Times was first to report on the agency's proposal. The federal government isn't the only ones trying to make changes. California regulators voted last year to ban the sale of new gasoline-powered cars by 2035 and set interim targets to phase out the cars. Other states like New York could also adopt these new rules. Well, President Biden and his administration have released a 12-page document outlining the decisions and challenges they faced during the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan. But the White House is putting the blame on the former administration for the challenges they faced. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp has more.
In August 2021, the American withdrawal from Afghanistan quickly turned violent and chaotic. While trying to evacuate people, a suicide bomber killed 13 U.S. service members and many civilians. Video of an American plane taking off shows just how desperate people were to escape, climbing onto the wings of the plane, even falling after it took off. Within a matter of days, the Afghan government collapsed and the Taliban took control. The White House recently released a 12-page document of the government's findings of the withdrawal. They are taking little responsibility for executing the evacuation, but rather they're placing the blame on the former administration, saying former President Donald Trump had left the Biden administration with a date for withdrawal, but no plan for executing it.
Well, while it was always the president's intent to end that war, it is also undeniable that decisions made and the lack of planning done by the previous administration significantly limited options available to him. The president's transition team asked to see plans for that removal. They asked to see plans for a security transition to the Afghan government. And they asked to see plans to increase the processing of special immigrant visas. None were forthcoming. Transitions matter. That's the first lesson learned here.
The summary does not directly say that officials made mistakes on evacuating the country, but the document does say they have changed their policies to carry out such evacuations sooner when the security conditions worsen. Former Vice President Mike Pence says the Biden administration is trying to, quote, shamelessly shift the blame for their disastrous withdrawal, end quote. In Washington, D.C., Rachel Knapp reporting.
A federal judge in Texas ruled on Friday to suspend the Food and Drug Administration's approval of an abortion drug. It's called mifepristone. It's been approved for more than 20 years, but anti-abortion advocates filed a lawsuit claiming it's not safe and that the FDA didn't study it enough. It's actually only half of the medication used to include abortion. Others half of the drug is called misoprostol, which can be used on its own to cause an abortion. When taken without mifepristone, its side effects can be more intense. The judge in the case paused his ruling for 7 days to give the federal government some time to appeal. Well, coming up next, we're bringing Augusta to Warren County. A look at what the local golf courses are doing to celebrate this national tournament here in our region.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
Have you ever wanted to live out your dreams? Hunt, fish, in all corners of the earth? Well, now's your chance. Follow Primitive Patriot Outdoors as we live out our dreams and show you how to live out yours through outdoor adventures. From Western New York to Africa to all corners of the earth, follow us on this adventure. It's an experience you've never seen before. Lead and Lures, Roku TV, Channel 716.
I know what you're thinking. I need a job. I need a new career.
Well, I've been there.
I've been there.
I've been there. I wasn't happy with what I was doing. After high school, I didn't have a plan.
I just wanted to start working. I got laid off twice, but you gotta keep going.
You just need the right skills. Find an apprenticeship.
I found a 2-year IT program.
I found a medical course online.
I'm now a consultant in the tech space.
You have more options than you think. You can do this. You will find something.
You will find something new.
Something more than a birthday is happening here. Once you can see it, you can help. The sooner you recognize the signs of autism, the sooner you can make a lifetime of difference for your child. Start by answering a few simple questions at screenforautism.org.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
As the Masters Golf Tournament continues over the Easter weekend in Augusta, Georgia, one local course, they're trying to do their best to bring the feeling of being at the event to Warren County, Pennsylvania. Erie News Now's Philip Ward has more.
Nice ball.
Cable Hollow Golf Course might not be Augusta National Golf Course in Georgia, but new owner Arthur Stewart is trying to make parts of the course feel like you're playing in the Masters.
This is our chance to bring Augusta National to Warren.
Stewart didn't just tell us about some sketches. He took us out on the course and showed us what he's been wanting to do since the previous owners asked him about taking over the course.
In November, they called me and said, Arthur, would you be interested in buying our golf course? And I thought about it for 5 seconds. I thought, well, yeah, I would.
The course itself isn't the only area being renovated.
Up at the clubhouse, we have done a new bar. We've done some interior changes for paneling on the walls. We have a contract in place to do a new pavilion so that we can host all the golfers after a tournament.
Stewart says bringing in a brand new golf simulator to the course will also bring in customers.
Nice shot. I have a golf simulator so I can play Augusta.
The simulator allows Stewart to play the Augusta course without physically being there.
Perfect. Stay down the middle. All right. Drive the middle, you just don't quibble.
To enhance the Masters experience, he imported food from the actual golf club.
They're known for their pimento sandwiches, and this is it right here.
Replicating the Augusta experience from your palate to your pitching wedge.
I think if we bring that here, people will have a lot of fun with it.
Oh, that'll work. So some changes coming here to Cable Hollow Golf Course, where soon you'll feel like you're actually playing at Augusta, but if you can't make it down there, you can always watch the Masters on WSEE. In Russell, Philip Ward, Erie News Now.
Hi, Philip. Thank you very much. And Russell, not too far from here. I'm not much of a golfer, Jackson, but that pimento cheese, mac and cheese, looks really good. I'm a pimento fan, so I could do some of that for lunch today.
Yeah, I'm not a golfer either, but
No.
I tell you what, the weather this upcoming week is going to be perfect golfing weather. So, beautiful
Yeah,
out there.
it really, really is. And when you look at just national events like that, it's who says we can't participate here locally too, right?
Right,
So I think
right.
that's a creative idea. So certainly great for the folks down there to have that. Well, that's going to do it for our show today. We'll leave you with this look over Chautauqua Lake and some of that beautiful, beautiful weather that Jackson has provided for us today. Of course, if you missed anything we talked about, the news is always on at WNYNewsNow.com. We'll see you back here tomorrow.